Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. You've joined me at Stanek Lake Fisheries. I'm currently in a car park. I went round and dropped my bag and my rod holder in a peg. So basically, I'd like to say this is me saying hello to the camera for the first time. But I'm currently just come off a 48-hour session with a few mates on a social. I'll show you a few clips from that at some point in this video. And it turns out, well, we all blanked, the whole lake blanked, apart from one person had a 29. And we didn't see a fish the whole time we were there, and basically, I'm not going to expose the fishery, but it's just been savagely odd, and I feel terrible. I'm sure the owner feels terrible. Just 3 years too late on the otter fence. He's got half an otter fence up. It weren't enough. It's an absolute otter zone where the lake's situated, and it turns out I've got a friend who works nearby, and apparently there haven't just been one or two otters this year. There's been hundreds. And that is just insane. You know what one otter will do, one dog otter will do to a lake? It will decimate the big girls. Imagine hundreds in and out. They've all got nests around there and everything. Not on his fishery, but where the lake's situated, there's a whole crowd of lakes, probably about a 3 square mile of lakes, and it's just an otter haven across the road from him. In fact, the lakes, some of the lakes there are so overgrown you can barely walk through them. And it's just, the otters have been nesting there for years now. So I'm gutted. None of us even had a sniff of a carp. I was in a hot peg. My mate was in a hot peg. I haven't fished there for 2 or 3 years. And when I last did, God, Jesus, I had some cracking sessions. Quite a few 30s, and I think the biggest was about 36. My mate creamed it a few years ago. He had 7 or 8 fish in a 48-hour, a couple of 30s. And we didn't see one fish showing, and the lake itself is known for coming alive in March. They're coming out like dolphins. They should be ridding itself of the parasites. The water's warming up now. Where are we? The 7th of March. We'll do another little warm spell now. We're on a good moon phase. As carp fishing goes, while we was on this trip, it was 100 out of 100% perfect. The weather was perfect, moon phase perfect, winds perfect. Everything was spot on, spots perfect, and we all blanked. None of us could even get a bite. So gutted, fishing for ghosts, nothing worse than that. It turned out to be a 48-hour camping trip. So basically I went home, got my batteries recharged, had a quick shower, grabbed a few more bits of food and a bit more water, and I headed straight down to Stanek Lakes. The missus is going off on one a bit. She ain't happy, so it's going to be a 4-nighter. I was possibly going to squeeze a 3-nighter in anyway because the moon phase. But we all packed up early. We just got out of there, off the out of the fishery. No point hanging about. And I've begun the long round trip down to Stanek Lakes. And now I've just dropped some few bits of gear on Alson's Lake, and we're going to get round there. I've seen a couple of commons already. And again, I should have stuck to my own theory. Do not fish a lake that is not otter fenced. And I'll stick to that now. I just lost myself, and it was because it was a social. I should have known better. I knew the otters had been there the last few years. I thought they might have been taken care of. No, it turned out they're just even out of control, more now than ever. So I'm at Stanek Lakes. They've got an otter fence here. It's been here for a long while, so the big ones are guarded. And you want to know what you're fishing for, don't you? Especially this time of year, if you're putting in the hours in March, you know, some of the weather conditions cannot be ideal sometimes. But as it turns out, we've got 48 hours of great weather, good temperatures, good winds, good moon phase, and we're going to have it large. Hopefully we'll get a big gal on the bank. Well, I'm going to get round there and we'll see you in a bit. Right then guys, I'm round at the chosen peg now. I decided to fish up the shallow end. Got the wind trickling in nicely, and I jumped up to the snag to the right, and there's a couple of big commons in there. Now I'm not much of a snag angler myself. I prefer not to hook the fish at all than rather risk losing them. So what I did is I found a spot probably about 20 yards away. I'm going to put a nice little bed of bait down and hopefully pick them up on the way in or the way out, either way. And I've been letting out for a long time now. This is what we've been bringing in. Like that silkweed. It's full of naturals, mind you. Loads of little bits and pieces in there. You can see them there, look. You can see that on there. Little lice there. It's all good carp food. So what I've been doing, we've just started off with a little lead, found the spots that are slightly clearer, and then when I found the spots, I put on the size lead that I'm actually fishing with, because I've not been leading out with braid. I've been leading out with my normal mono, so I can allow for all the stretch and all that, because the spots that I'm fishing are very small. So I want to allow for the mono and the size lead that I'm actually fishing. So once I found the spot, I would then put a 3.5 ounce lead, because I'm fishing 3.5s this session, and then that allowed for the stretch and allow me bang on the spot each time. So I've been pulling back this stuff, raking it in, just trying to get the spot a little bit cleaner, trying to get a bit better line lay, and so far so good. I found the third spot now, so it's been probably nearly 2 hours, and I'm not worried about scaring the fish away now. I'm here for 2 nights. I want to get the spots right, because if I'm coming back next week, maybe if I slip in this peg next week, I can just come and ping the rods out, and I know the spots are going to be clean, because I'm going to bait up this session, and I know they'll get on it while I'm gone at least. So yeah, we've found our 3 spots now. I'm going to show you how I led out on the middle spot now, and I'll show you just how the red rod glides across it now. I've brought probably about 20 loads of this crap in. What's going on, people? Sorry, we lost a light earlier, didn't have time for an update. See, I'm currently just got the camera aimed on my cooking bits. I'm going to try something new. Got that basmati rice, usually microwave it right, but apparently you can stir fry it like, so I'm going to give it a go. But not only that, I'm going to try and crack an egg into it, so I want to show you guys for the first time, because it's going to be a complete balls up. So I'm going to try and attempt to make egg fried rice, and I have no clue how to do it. This is the first time ever. So I'm just going to put some butter in. This is going to go completely wrong, I should imagine, and mess my only rice up. So yeah, what a disaster today and last night. Sitting on a lake with hardly any carpins, been knotted to death. Lesson learned, but we're at Stanek, and got the rods in about an hour ago now. So I got the rods out in the dark. It took a long while to find the spots in the end. Real gutted about that. It would have been nice to get the rods out in daylight, because the spots I'm fishing are absolutely tiny. So you've got to be precise. I was bang on the spot with 2 of them, because it's the moon's quite bright tonight, I could see. One of them I might have been a little bit off, but I'll rechuck that one in the morning anyway, just in case. But I feel like I'm going to catch a fish finally. It's nice when you fish a lake with an auto fence, you know all the fish are safe and they're still in there at least. Bloody fishing for ghosts, I won't do that no more now. That's it, if somewhere ain't fenced, I'm not interested. It's unfortunate. That's how our sport's got, and it's just the way it's got to be, I'm afraid, isn't it? Unless you're in some sort of lucky area where otters ain't affected it somehow, but they're everywhere now. Little shits. They might look cute, but they decimate fish populations over the winter period, January and February mainly. The old carp are sitting ducks, isn't they? Right. So we're just going with this, look, just tossing it in the butter. I don't know how to do this egg. I should have probably YouTubed it before. So you can see there's the rice, look. Oh, and what I'm having with that is, look at that, guys. So the missus made me this. This is my favourite curry. and it's lamb mince curry with like loads of big chunks of mushroom and onion. I like all that stuff. So she done that. That was a couple of days ago now. That was actually from the last trip, but we left early in the end, so we didn't get a chance to eat it. So I'm having it here at Stanek. Try and christen the first night with a nice big meal and hopefully a nice big carp to go with it. Bit of a mission today, packing up off one lake and going home and sorting all my crap out and then heading down to the other. Right, I'm going to attempt to get this egg in. I just don't know how to do it. I wonder how I do it. Yeah, I'm going to flick the camera off for a minute and just have a think about how I'm going to do this egg fried rice, and then we'll flick the camera back on. Okay guys, right, basically I'm just going to go with the old crack in the middle, bloody stir the hell out of it. Okay, see how we get on with that. I know some of you guys are probably thinking, what a plonker. I literally have no clue right now. I want to try it, why not? Could work. In goes the egg. I'm just going to beat the shit out of it basically. Seems to be working. Oh my god, I'm actually making egg fried rice. Oh my god, I'm going to have to do this more often. It looks bloody epic. Can't beat a bit of protein in your rice, can ya? Right, sweet. Well, I'm going to continue with this, guys. We'll have a catch up bright and early tomorrow. We'll have a look around the peg. We'll have a look. I've got some new pop-ups to show you guys. Got some crazy pop-ups and wafters to show you guys. New in the bait range. We're going to go through them. Might have a little walk around the lake and see what the other end's saying up there. And yeah, but we'll catch up bright and early anyway. See you in a bit. Traps are set as we push into the early afternoon. Nothing carpy's happened, obviously. As you guys would have seen it. You know, the lake's fishing very slow, so I'm not expecting too much action. Just one bite will do. Got all 3 rods reset probably about 15 minutes ago. Hence the late update. I weren't happy with that rod there, the lonesome rod. You can see I've moved these 2 over as well. I found the spot out a bit longer now. Now I'm not getting cut off. There was 2 guys fishing over here and there and they were cutting me off a bit. So they're gone home now. So I stretched that rod out a little bit further. Just put 3 spoms over it. So the spots here are really small, and what had happened last night where I had to cast out in the dark is I'd gone slightly left. I mean, one of my spots was only 2 foot by 2 foot and I'd sort of plugged into a bit of weed. So pissing in the wind, as they say on that rod. But we've got them out now in daylight and they're bang on the money. I've changed all 3 rods to pop-ups. They were all on bottom baits. Didn't have time to change the rigs over last night. It was just getting darker and darker and darker. It took me so long to find spots. But here we go. I'm going to recast this rod. I've redone it, but I am going to redone it. I'm not 100% happy with it. I'll redo that about 5 o'clock this evening. And these 2 babies, these are set till tomorrow. Maybe till even I go home. Who knows? So hopefully we'll get some carpy action. If not, do you know what? It's just nice to be out. It's spring. I'll say it's spring. It's still bitterly cold, but we're warming up tonight. That's the main thing. We're going to get on them. I'm sure we're going to get on a big gal. I'll be surprised if we don't. Everything's looking good. Only time will tell. So we'll get out in a minute. I'm going to have a cup of tea. You can probably hear the kettle bubbling away there. And I'm going to get the brews made. And then I might go for a little walk up there and check a few new pegs out. Till then, see you in a bit. Finally guys, a little bit of carpy activity. I've seen a common show just around there, and I've had a bit of bubbling up going over the spot. There's definitely fish feeding on the spot, probably at minimum of 3 fish, definitely, different plumes in different areas. And what a sight to see fizzing up this time of year. We're only in like what, the 6th of March, so they obviously like the bait. Hopefully they'll continue to feed on the spot, and we'll pick up a bite. But I've changed all 3 rods to pop-ups, so it's quite in their face, and I've gone for like 2.5 inches off bottom. Hopefully I'll try and pick up the big girls. So fingers crossed. I'll keep you updated. Still the odd little pinprick coming up. They're definitely having a little rummage, and hopefully we'll get one on the bank. Don't know if you can see down there, look. Yeah, you can. Look where my finger's going. Right around there, can you see them bubbling up? So basically, the first thing this morning, I threw about 10-15 chops around there, and there seems to be a bit of carpy activity. So about half an hour ago, I threw another 20 quarters around there of the super squids and the crayfish and krill, and they're bubbling up on it. Just see on the camera, there you go, you just seen the little bubbles popping. So nice to see a bit of carpy feeding. Ooh, it's been a long winter innit, where carp don't really feed much, and to see them fizzing up on a bit of boilie, what an absolute buzz. Now I ain't got a rod there, that's a bit of a shame, eh? But I'm sure we'll make something happen soon. I've still got a bit of fishy activity on the other 2 rods. There's a lot of fish in the area now. They've moved in. There's a good number of fish. They're not overly eating, but they are picking finally, and that's a great sign. And the weather's only due to warm up tonight, so fingers crossed we'll get one of these big ones on the bank. And if nothing occurs out there, then I think I'll put a rod down there tomorrow morning and leave it there for the daytime, because you wouldn't want to fish a snag at night. It's a definite no-no. Right, so hopefully something's carpy's going to happen. I can feel it, we're getting closer. Fingers crossed. Well then guys, good morning. A carpless morning, but a beautiful one. You see the heavens just opened last night and it didn't stop. Only stopped about an hour ago. Been coming down hard. Again, another fishless night. It's about what, 7:20 in the morning, so there's time for a bite yet. I'm going to give it to about 8:30. If nothing's happened by 8:30, then I'm going to pull the rods in and reset the traps, and yeah, change the tactics again. I've tried bottom baits, nothing. I've tried pop-ups because I thought the fish would be a bit clumsy and I wanted it to be in their face, hoping in the chance that one of them would just snuffle at it and maybe nail himself, but it hasn't occurred. There's still a few fish about the area now, but I found they are definitely staying away from the baited areas, and they're actually having a little grub up on a bit of naturals. When you pull all that weedy stuff in there, look, on the floor, that's pulling in, it is absolutely crawling, it's alive. Obviously where the fish haven't fed too hard all winter, the naturals have burst into life as well, because we're entering the first parts of spring and the carp haven't been keeping the natural levels down. So it's absolutely alive out there, and they're definitely enjoying a big grub around on all the naturals. But there's still hope yet. The traps are still set from yesterday. I'm going to give it a good hour and 15 minutes. If nothing happens, I'm going to change these two rods to 18-inch sigs, and then I'm going to change the other rod to a little tiny single pink wafter, no bait, just on its own, just by that snag out there. And yeah, that's what we're going for, a single and 2 zigs. But I'm actually going to fish the zigs over the baited areas, because the fish are cruising past, they're almost smelling it and enjoying it and having a mouthful and moving on. So hopefully I'll pick a passing fish. Well guys, can you believe it? I'm absolutely over the moon. We've got probably what, less than 2 hours to go now. I've just landed this absolute brute. It's a big common. I've been baiting a little spot in the margin. Look at that. It's an absolute tank. Wow, what a cracking fish. Oh my god. Oh, I just had it on for about 20 minutes. So we're going to get this hook out now, stick on the retainer for a little while, and have a second to settle my nerves. Wow, the adrenaline rush, guys. I'm over the moon. The anticipation's just been building and building and building, and it just took off like a absolute steam train. Right, we're going to get her out and have a look and see what she goes on the scales. Buzzing. Here we go, guys. After a frustrating session, not being able to convert a bite. The fish had been about, they just weren't interested. I baited a little area with a new bait, a new super squid. It's not out yet, it's due to be released in 2 weeks, so it should be out about a week or so after this footage. And never guess what, I've gone and banked a 40-pounder. This is the gem of the lake. This is one of the nicest commons you can catch. It's confirmed that my mate who just come past, he told me it's the Robin common, and it's got all sorts of colours on it. Its tail is absolutely enormous, and I had it, it's just over 1 ounce, over 40 pounds. It last come out end of summer at 38 something. I thought it was a 40. Check this absolute beast out. Look at the colours on that. Let's see if we can get her up. Look at that. 40 pound. Well, I say winter, but I guess we're just starting the early spring now. The Robin common at 40 pound, 1 ounce on our new super squid bait. What an epic creature. This is my second session back this year, and I haven't been for about a month since you last seen me at Benland Fisheries when I had that other big common. Look at that. Wow, you absolute stunning, epic looking common. I mean, as far as wood carvings go, that's up there, isn't it? Look at her. 40 pound, 1 ounce. I'm buzzing. Oh, I knew I was going to have to grind this session out for a bite, but to get, well, she's up there with the 2 biggest now, and by the frame of this fish here, she ain't ready to stop growing. She's going to get bigger. This is probably one of the nicest commons in the country, this is, and she's only going to get bigger. Her head is jet black, the wrist on the tail, oh my god, oh my goodness, guys. So my camera's playing up a bit, guys, so I hope it's all coming good there. Oh, this is an absolute stunning common. I guess she's called the Robin common because she has a red belly. Let's see if we can get her up safe. Look at that, she barely fits in the camera. Barely fits in because she's so long. Look at that. 40 pounder. Loving it. Absolutely loving it. Wow, she's aching my back, this one. We'll get around to my good side. Oh, just for one more look. Guys, honestly, I do feel like I've deserved this fish. I know some of you guys will be like, don't take the piss, Gaff, you've had loads of big ones. But you know, I come straight from the other lake, from the 48, where we found out the fishery had been altered, and I weren't happy. I felt like I was missing a good moon phase, so I rang the missus, I went home, I got straight down Stanek fisheries, and look at that, I thought it was going to be easier going than it was. It turned out to be hard going, but look at her. Oh man, she's aching my back. 40 pound 1 ounce. The tail is unbelievable. Get her up one more time. Let's get her back a bit. So you can appreciate it. Look at that. Beautiful. Right. We'll have a chat soon anyway. Got a couple of hours left. I haven't even put this rod back out. But buzzing to get this on the new Super Squid as well. Over the moon guys. Right, catch up in a bit. Righto guys, another session wrapped up, second session back, and what an epic chunk. So I'm just in the van, you can see me, I lost the light in the end, so hence why there's no time to say goodbye at the lake. You see I'm just about doing my barra there, just about to wheel that in, got bits here, and we made it just in time for the closing time. So happy days. You know, I'm a bit out of breath. I'm a bit near the road here as well, so you might struggle to hear me when the cars come past. But again, thanks for watching, and make sure you keep following along. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss any more episodes or new series. And we'll be out and about, back on the bank, probably in the next 10 days or so. So we'll catch you then and see you on the next one.